Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you recall, several weeks ago, we took a look at some very large G Scale P42s from LGB, and today we are looking at the passenger cars that are available at the same time as the release of the P42s and kind of make a 50th anniversary set, just as I had promised in the original P42 video several weeks ago. So with that said, let's get out of this layout and into something a little larger for this G Scale review, starting right now. Alright, so in the 5 cars you can potentially get, there are 2 diners, 2 coaches, and a baggage. We're just going to pick one of the diners to unbox here. So we simply pull these 3 flaps, and turn it around. And here you have the car itself, and this flap opens up, as you can see there. Then what we're going to do is just lift it out very carefully. So there are some free parts in here. There's different couplers. So right now you've got knuckle couplers, but you can just lift styrofoam off the bottom. There's plastic on the ends, as you can see there. So I'm going to remove that. And then that is the unboxing of the car, but there's also in here stickers or decals so you can change the number of the car, as you can see there. There's a manual so you can see, mostly in German, but it talks about the decoder, turning the car lights off and on, etc. And that is it for contents. So that is the unboxing. I won't do the other ones because it's repetitive, but that's the unboxing in general. Alright, I know we unboxed one of the passenger cars, but we're going to start kind of in order and take a look at the baggage cars. So the baggage cars have these little handles here, but before we get into all of the detail, I do want to kill the lights a little bit and let you see that it's lit. As you can see there, the interior is lit. And to show you the difference, if I kill power, it will probably, see how that dims down there. And I'll show you an interior view here in a moment. So these are lit, they're flicker free LED lighting. So as they roll around the track, they don't have any issues with the lighting. If you, I always kill power to be safe, but if you look on the bottom, there's a switch. If you flip the switch, then turn power back on, you have your lighting overrid to off. So we still have power on the tracks, but now the lighting is off. So you can reach under here. Probably not the best idea to do with track power, because G Scale track can give you a little jolt depending on your voltage, but these are lit and there's a switch underneath. Alright, now let's go over some details. You have metal grab irons that are separately applied here. Your road number is on the side of the car there. Big blue phase 4 Amtrak stripe. You do have these little tiny door latches, but these are fixed doors, so they do not open. They're probably just representing the door latches. Stirrups down below, which I'll show you a little closer here. So stirrups for crew access to the baggage way or baggage doors. You have some really nice underbody detail there, including that truck detail, and I'll show you those closer as well. They roll very, very smoothly, so you don't have to worry about your locomotive straining. I was able to pull this with just one of the P42s, all 5 cars, no problem. You have your corrugated roof there. These are all the weld lines where they'd machine the roof together and weld that into one large piece, and that's what you see there. And then also we'll take a different angle to show you some other details. On this end and the other end of the car, there's this little roof vents here that are black. You also have grab irons on the end. And as we rotate this down, I'm going to show you the diaphragms. A little hard to see, kind of opposite end of the light there. Try to bring some more light over your way, but as you can see, there's these metal diaphragm supports. These appear to be sprung, but they're just kind of that appearance. They're hard plastic. They have a little end gateway there and a window to see the doorway for the car. You see all that rivet detail there aligned at the end of the car. And also your knuckle couplers. So you can set these, they'll lock, and then you can reset them by pressing the button. So they will lock in place when they're engaged with another coupler. They do that automatically, and then you press to release. So these are some really robust couplers. They work well. They held the locomotive and engines together well. Here's a dead-on view. As you can see, there's that gate that's in place. You've got your support of the diaphragm, which is metal, end grab irons, which are metal, and off the edge, and there's all your rivet detail. So there's a little better look at that. On the opposite end of the car, you also have some roof vent detail on this end. So I just wanted to point that out as well. More of the same with the diaphragm on the other end, and all the detail associated with that. A look at the underside of this car, and you'll see the switch in the center that turns on and off the track lighting, but on each end you have truck mounted knuckle couplers. As you can see, those swing with the trucks. So you can do body mounted couplers, but it takes some modification and changes. You can also do the other version of the couplers that are more like hooks. I forget what the exact name of those. You have your Markland number and everything on that side, and then more of the same on this side. Metal wheels. You have your electrical pickups, which can be disconnected just by pulling on these two bracketed areas, it appears, and really nice truck detail as well. So wanted you to get an up-close look at what the trucks look like. As you can see, the wheels independently roll behind that fixed truck, but you can see the spring detail of the trucks, the roller bearing caps, the brake actuator, all of that is modeled here on this truck detail. So now we've darkened every light except for the overhead light, so I can show you the interior detail a little better. There you see it. There you see there is no flickering as the lights move on. And I'll give you a peek of the interior detail real quick before we move on to the other cars. All right, interiors on these, it's mostly tan floors. You can get a peek there inside, but it is hard to see most of the details. And then there's the gray doors for the baggage doors that are on the opposite end. So that is your interior detail. A little hard to see, but I wanted you to take a quick peek through that window so you could see the interior detail. The rest of the cars are going to be a little repetitive. I'm going to show you some features on them, and then we'll see one other variation, but it'll be quick because a lot of the features will be the same. But this is the food service car, so dining tables all throughout. You can probably see those if I zoom in. It's a blue interior for the seats and white for the tabletops, just like in the actual Amtrak interiors. And as you can see there, those are again lit without any flicker-free problems. On the ends here, these open and close, no problem. As you can see there, you can shift that out. And those open and close, and these doors, or these stairs rather, will actually rotate down just like on the real car. So very, very neat there. So they're in the stowed position now. Also, you can see just the edge of the interior brake wheel in detail. I'll show you that at a different angle. You have food service car on the side. These side marker lights, where they would be, are modeled here. The Amtrak Phase 5 logo, cafe, the handicap logo, and the car number are all modeled there. Now the trucks are going to be a little different than what we looked at before. These are the Amfleet trucks. So they have this little support area here, spring here, and then the trucks are pretty bare behind that. You do see the brake wheel where the brake discs would press against the wheels to activate, but a lot of that's just kind of open, and that's exactly how it looks on the real thing. It's not like they skipped anything in modeling that. You have a nice silver metallic appearance. This is very, very nicely done in terms of color, in my opinion. And then you have all of the corrugation on the top and little areas here that are flat. I don't know what those represent, but they're flat little areas on the top. On the bottom, along the sill, there is a compartment. So we've got different air conditioning, food, tanks, stuff like that going on down below. So that's all modeled as well. And the writing is clear. Like this is a 480 volt AC box. And this is labeled 134A and 134A. I don't know what that's responsible here for. This over here is some sort of tank, but modeled really well. And there's even more items on the other side that I'll turn around and show you. So here's the other side. You got your battery box doors in the center. It's actually labeled battery box. There is more different voltage boxes adorned around the bottom here. So lots of cool features to see modeled on this G Scale passenger car, or diner I should say in this case, but there's a close look at these. You have your number plate there to the right, and then you have your battery box doors and the other compartments and such along that side there. There again is a close look at the wheel and truck configuration, so gives you an idea overall what these cars look like up close. Right, with the lights powered on, you do have marker lights glowing on each end. Diaphragm's a little different, so there's no support there, but there are separately applied metal grabs on each side, and you have MU receptacles there at the very bottom on both sides as well. And you can see that light shining in through the vestibule window. So it's pretty cool also, but that door is fixed. Last thing I want to show you in this car is the brake wheel detail is right there, so you can see that applied. And since we are close, if you didn't get a good look, then we can take a look again at how this basically rolls out. And there's your step. And then it stows like that. So your door closes for movement. So I didn't quite have that closed right before because the door actually falls into that track, and that assists in getting a completely buttoned up appearance there on this car. So that is how that opens and closes. All right, we'll be here forever if I keep going over the same details, but this is a different car in some aspects, and I will cover those aspects. This is the business class car. So there's seating inside versus dining room tables or kitchen tables or whatever you want to say, or kitchen area on that cafe car. So there's just seating all faced in one direction, a light blue interior you can probably see there with gray seating. On one end, it says business class, so you can see that. And you still have your marker lights, you still have your doors that operate, brake wheel interior, etc. So all that still operates the same. I think it's a really neat feature to be able to do that. But the truck detail is the same as the previous version we covered. There's some variations with battery boxes and underside detail. You still have your switches on everything on the bottom to be able to turn that off, and you have 81534, which is the number of the car. I wanted to give you a peek inside one of the vestibule ends because you do see some of the detail molded in there, and also metal grab irons that are separate, overhead light. So really nice details on these as far as that's concerned as well. Here, more of the same, nothing to really point out. I think I already mentioned there's marker lights on both sides, but this is the coach class. So you're gonna have a little different seating arrangement for coach class. There may be some variations on the underside. Obviously the number and the fact that it says coach class, which I'll zoom in on over here so you can see, are going to be your main differences with coach class. So that covers every car except for one other diner, which you'll see on the run by. That's just a different number, and that gives you 5 different variations on this car, or on this set that you can have. 2 locomotives you'll see in the run by, 1 baggage car, a coach class, a business class, and 2 cafe cars or diner cars. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the look at the LGB passenger cars. Overall, I think these are really nice, well done cars. I like the marker lights on the end. I like the ability to turn off the lights if you want to, as they can draw power if you have several cars. So there's just a switch to turn off the lights. Beautiful detail, like those stairs that can fold out and the doors that can open, and the in detail with the brake wheel and all of that nice plating or kind of finish on that car, or on all of those cars. And the fact that the lighting is flicker free is nice as well. So hopefully you enjoyed the look of these cars. Let's go run them, shall we? We'll go from a stop with both the P42s, and we'll let you see all 5 cars in a run by. This set takes up over 25 feet, so almost 25 feet. So a pretty long set. We're gonna run this on the G Scale outside and the G Scale layout, and let you see what it looks like from a stop and running by. Take care.